Okay, baby, listen up. What I'm gonna try to do is give you the answers to the test. That's what I said. I said the answers to the test. And what I'm trying to tell you is, when it comes to love and hate, baby, they're the two poles of your body, like your north and south pole, like you sit on the axis. Or maybe you sit on the axis like this. Well, you don't want to sit on the real axis, but you want to sit on the axis. And what I'm trying to tell you, when hate is involved, love is taken away, all right? And when sex is involved, laughter is sometimes taken away. So what I'm trying to tell you is, laughter and love is your whole universal body. It's you, it's everything you do, and it's healthy for you. It's the push and pull of all your polarities, love and laughter. But when it comes to hate and sex, you look like a magnet. Like the upper half of you is red, the bottom half of you is white, and as you going with hate, if you going with sex, you understand what I'm saying? That's the answer to the test. So y'all couldn't get that in less than a minute. Man, I must need to work on my teaching skills. You don't want to make me mad. You don't want to make me mad. You don't want to make me mad. I don't want to make me mad. Ah, you driving, eating chicken, touching a nasty steering wheel while licking your fingers. Hello and good afternoon. You ever notice that when you're upset, your anger is always behind the solid bones in your body, like the real good, like where your breastplate is, and then behind your skull. You only feel anger in two places. You ever notice that? But when you laugh, laughter goes all the way down your back. It's just everywhere, from your head to your toe. And it's healthy. It's very, very healthy. When you're in love, you have that same feeling. What exactly is love? I mean, when compared to sex, when you're sexually attracted to somebody, you're more focus driven. You know, it's like an objective, like you must mate with this person because of, I don't know, pheromones, sense of smell. There's something that must happen, an interaction of moistness and sharp utensils must go on. But you notice you're actually a little bit smarter or wiser, not in the decision of making sex, but the act of being able to perform sex, to actually gratify yourself and asking somebody for permission to have sex with them. You're pretty goddamn witty. You ever notice that with love, you can't even get your words together? You're dumbfounded. You're like, I don't know what to do. You can't make good decisions at all. You don't want a CEO that's in love. Their company will be broke. That's why money and sex don't mix well. Because if you got a lot of money and you start having sex, you get a lot of sex, you're just going to start losing money. But one thing about love and laughter, it is all over the place. You ever notice that? But anger is in your head and your chest, and sex is in your front and your butt. Like your butt cheek area, like the lower spine area where snake coils, the base root chakra, that's where sex is. Sex is that front and that rear. So when I look at things as far as our human beings, I think about that sign where Leonardo da Vinci drew the man and it was spread out like a star. You didn't know that. He's shaped just like a star. All these girls want to put tattoos on themselves called 5-star chick, stay on target. But when I look at that, I notice that if we're a star and we're symmetrical, then we can fit inside a sphere. Or a Merkaba. I'm not even going to talk about that. You have two poles. You have a love and laughter pole, and you have a sex and hate pole. Now why is it that sex and hate fit into the same area? Because sex can be performed during an act of rape. And rape has nothing to do with love or laughter. It's hatred. This is why I've always told y'all that a person can be racist and still want to sleep with you. Yes. And the pure definition of racism has nothing to do with I'm black, you're white, they're yellow, they're green, he's orange, they're red, we're blue. And we hate each other. That's not racism. You can hate human beings and it ain't got nothing to do with their color. They're just a-holes. You understand? Their personality sucks. They're not good people. They're very snobby and nasty and disrespectful people. That has nothing to do with the color, but the quickest way we identify them is we automatically look at their outer shell. So that makes us feel a little bit better that it's not just this person mentally is an a-hole. It's because they're white or black that makes them a-hole. No. You can hate people and not like nothing about them. It ain't got nothing to do with color. It's all about their personality. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this hatred piece because when you really look at it, if you can be attracted to somebody, but you don't like their skin color, and you can have sex with them, but not fall in love with them, that kind of makes you look at sex and hate a little bit differently. That's why they say there's a thin line between love, that's right, and you know the rest, love and hate. But laughter, laughter is something different. You know what I'm saying? Laughter is, and I think I confused it a little bit, but laughter is all over, and love is all over. But hatred is just in two areas, and sex is in two areas. So they can work together in unison, both poles. But love and laughter goes hand in hand. If you actually in love with somebody, you ever notice how funny things are when you laugh with them? Very funny. So what I'm trying to tell you about when it comes to racism, the real definition of racism, has nothing to do with the four elements I'm talking about, which is love, laughter, hate, sex. What racism really is that you choose a person based on their cultural background or their physical color. Because I'm not hating you because you can run fast unless you can beat me. That's the only way I'm really going to hate you in a race, because you won. Get it? Silly to me. But the race that they put us out here, what I'm talking about is the race has a power to control where you go. It has a power to control how far up the game plateau, the game board, or how far you can go in the game. You ever played a brand new video game and you're like, man, I hate this board. They always put this right at the beginning. And the board is so hard, and you're like, oh man, I hate this game. But you bought the game. You bought the game because you loved the game. You couldn't wait to buy the game. But when the game didn't do what you wanted to do, it instantaneously turned that lust, love, purchase into hating that game, and you feeling like you wasted your money. Because it has stopped you from going as far as you wanted to really go. But what you have to do in that game is you have to continue trying on that board. You get what I'm trying to tell you about racism? Racism is a system that stops you from going further. But what you have to do is just keep trying until you get past that board. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, it's unfair. But ask yourself, if you was in that person's shoes, wouldn't you use racism to your financial, educational advantage as well? Think about that question before you answer. Think about that question before you answer. You would probably use it to your advantage to ensure that your people were advantageous. You probably would. So keep in mind, people, a person can want to F you. I hate being clean. Can want to F you, but not really like you. That's why whenever you get mad at a person, what's the first thing you say? Man. You understand what I'm saying? But when you're being sensual with somebody, like, girl, you know, I just, hey, she'll let you slide with it because you're being polite and sensual with it. But when you get mad with it, you're like, oh, go. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, man, this is tough. I haven't cussed yet. I'm doing pretty good. So when you think about our energies and how they disperse, when you think about how racism is, and if the shoe was on the other foot, wouldn't you, or would you not probably do the same thing? I'm not trying to give them a let it all, because when you talk about slavery and racism, that's two different things. When you talk about murder, death, and lynching, and just keeping a person from getting a job at your corporation, that's two different things. You know what I'm saying? You're murdering the physical form of another human being instead of murdering the capabilities and the outcome of that human being. You understand what I'm saying? So I guess basically what I'm trying to say, when you get to a certain level in your life, you just got to keep trying, man. You can't freaking stop. Now, I've noticed that a lot of young ladies out here have started to get tattoos on their face, on the side of their head. It went from the neck and it just kept working its way up. And then you have people with tattoos on their hand. I actually seen a guy that had F-U-C-K-T-H-I-S on both hands. So when he came up to you, he's like, F this. You know what I'm saying? And I think they were upside down so you could read it. You know what I mean? Crazy as hell. But I think, I ain't gonna say that I think. I know that when you put that much stuff on yourself, when you put all that paint on you, you make it hard for you to get into the job. You make it hard for you to go through the board. And I'm gonna tell you how I say you make it hard for you to go through the board. Let's say you're playing a video game, right? And you have to collect certain items, certain keys, certain weapons, certain shields on that game, right? So now you get to this level to fight this boss and you don't have the weapons you need to battle this boss to become the boss to get to the next stage. That's what you've done to yourself when you, as a youth, that's why they allow you to get tattoos at 18, because they know you dumb. You ain't gonna think about it then until you get about 25, 30 and realize you ain't never making no money from your little high school, somewhat college degree. You ain't making no money based off your appearance because nobody wants you to represent their company or their corporation like that. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you is, you are limiting your capability, your actual capability to be able to go ahead, to get forward, to conquer more things on the board. You just screwed yourself for good. And you have to take that with a grain of salt that you have just limited yourself for under $60,000 a year. Now, are there people with tattoos on their body that got jobs, great jobs? Yeah, there are, but they doing stuff like internet. They're trained in such a task that nobody can replace them. Just like I was telling you before, if you're worried about illegal aliens taking your job, man, I don't know what type of job you got, but you really didn't concentrate on your training in school before you got that job. Anytime a person that doesn't speak English can take your job, you have to really think about that. A person that don't speak English can take your job, and you messed up badly. So I guess this is my first time trying this method. It's not the same as teaching in front of a class of students and being able to have visual materials, because I got to explain everything to you from the top of my head, which is no big deal. That's no problem. But I mean, if you're enjoying the information that I'm passing so far, I'm good with it, then I'll go ahead and stay with this style. Because I'm pretty sure there's probably some people out there that say, man, you know, if he didn't cuss, I'd let my kids watch this. So when you get tattoos, man, you limit your capability of moving forward in the world. You limit your ability to be able to go further in the game. Like this game we play now called employment and life, education and training. You know, don't let the rappers fool you, man. That when you look at how many rappers and black actors there are compared to black people on the planet, man, that's parts per billion. It's not a lot of them. You gotta think, one rapper, if you really look at our basic structure, and I'm gonna say at 4.8 million African Americans. You look at our basic structure, and we got more women than we got men, which means that every man can get 3 different women pregnant, which is not a good ratio. Because that means 2 women are gonna be without a man. But what I'm trying to tell you is, the fact of the matter is this: if you take all our actors, even our politicians, just take most of the black people that are making money, real money, like have investment properties, they have homes in different areas, they've been on a private jet at least 3 times in their life, that's money. You understand me? And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of millionaires out there that fly coach because they want to save company cash for business trips, or they fly first class because they can, because it's allocated in the company's fund. But let me tell you something, if you've never been on a private jet, you ain't making no money, man. Yeah? Because you gotta think about what's the reason why you're on that private jet. Why would somebody put you on a jet, a private one, that only holds 8 to 12 passengers? And 2 of them passengers are what you call pilots. And one of them's a stewardess that works for the company that's flying you in that private jet. If you haven't been on a private jet, you're not worth much capital. Not yet. So when you're putting tattoos all over yourself, man, you limit your ability. I want my people to know this. The way you dress is your confirmation of vote or thought process. Let me say it to you one more time. The way you dress is your confirmation of thought process. I understand a lot of cats out there say, man, I'm just trying to keep it real, dog. You know what I'm saying? This is how we get down. This is what we wear. Yeah, that's true. But you have to look at your group of people, your shareholders. That's what I'm saying. The stock of personnel you have. Because if y'all don't realize, African Americans, we're the first people to be traded on the U.S. stock exchange. So what I'm asking you to do is look at your shareholders. And you say, well, shareholders, don't you have to have a company for that? Well, what is actually a company? You can have a company of 2 people, a company of 3 people, or you can have 7 or 8 people, but that makes a crowd. But when someone accompanies you, they're walking side by side. So what are they doing? They're sharing your time and distance, and they're going the same place you're going. So they're considered a shareholder of the event, space, and time that you have right now. If I lost you, I'm sorry. That was a bad explanation. But what you wear is a confirmation of your vote, of thought process. You affirm that me having these pants sagging is my best outcome. You affirm that me having tattoos all on my sleeves is my best outcome. We affirm that having tattoos on our neck, gold fronts, and all this crazy stuff on our face is going to give me my best outcome. That's what you're saying. Until a cop shows up and asks you to get your hands out your pocket. And then he or she can say, well, I shot him because I didn't know if he had a weapon. Now, I want y'all to concentrate on something real quick. And I know I'm just jumping on topic. When's the last time you heard about a black child, black male, anything African shooting a police official, even a soldier or an officer of the law? Right? When's the last time you heard of that? Yeah, you gotta Google it, don't you? And when it comes up, it's gonna be something that's never made national news. So it's never made national news, which means the police officers that are around you right now, locally, have no idea that that even happened. They get a class every year probably with some statistics of the average officer getting shot on a traffic stop or a search and seizure or whatever the hell it is, right? So you know in your mind that statistically, that news is almost far and forgotten of how many African Americans have shot police officers. It's been a long time, and I'm not encouraging it. I'm just simply getting you to say and watch yourself, why are they shooting us so easy? Because you have affirmed in your attitude and your dress code what your best outcome is going to be. And we have a lot of parents that are allowing you to have that confirmation or that affirmation of, yeah, this is the best outcome for you to dress this way. Now, it may suck that your friend's going to pick on you. It may suck that you're going to get punched. And it may suck that you're going to be the laughing stock of the school. And because you're the laughing stock of the school, it's going to keep you from having sex with a lot of the girls in school. Let me tell you something. For girls having sex in school, you don't want that, homies. I know a couple of cats was laughing that they had a video of some chick in World Star Hip Hop in a club called Oz. And this girl has put herself out there all over the internet. She has a toilet full of urine, fecal matter, and piss. Urine and piss is the same thing. I'm sorry. But you can see what was in the toilet. And she's holding her head over this toilet. While some young man in an incredible Hulk green condom is treating her like a queen in that stall. I would like to wonder, why would a woman go and do a sex act for a man in a stall? And I guess it's my last message about confirming something. Ladies, if a man can't put you in a house, an apartment, even a hotel room, why would you give him something? Does that make any sense? Now, I'm not talking to people who's in serious relationships, people who are engaged. married couple, we gonna do some stuff. We gonna do some stuff. We'll be in the trunk because we like, this looks fun, and we might not get caught by the kids. But think about that, ladies. But dude asks you, hey man, come on in the bathroom, get up, put your knees on this pissy floor and put your chin close to this toilet seat, give me some head. It's a little bit different when you describe it in that form of fashion, right? It's horrible when you think about it. Come on in this bathroom and let me hang you over a place where people defecate and urine. And I'm gonna show you how much affection I have for you. This is why I brought up the whole reason about the difference between sex and love, and how sex can easily pair up with hate, and love can pair up with laughter. Love and laughter are the best friends in the world. Sex and hate are best friends in the world. You can make love. That's why they say make love to somebody, because they don't want you to say, oh, we making sex. Because the emotion you feel when you're having sex with a person in the act of making what is called love is not the same thought process as you having sex with them in a ferocious, vigorous way. I hate it. I can't cuss. There's going to be something that's going to piss my wife off that's going to allow me to cuss. But if y'all like this communication process better, this is just a test bed. It's not permanent yet. I have to talk to my wife again because I'm not feeling the flow of information. But if it works for you, hey, write down, take notes, man. And I'll keep it pumping. I'll judge the views. The views of the one I made earlier and the view of this one right now. So, and I hope y'all enjoyed that message, that it made sense. Have a good day. Peace.